We are going to start exercise 5.1. Now question number 1. For which of these would you use a histogram to show the data? So for which of these would you use a histogram? Can you draw a histogram for the given data? That is the question. So histogram means it is the graphical representation of grouped frequency distribution. Graphical representation of grouped frequency distribution. That means data can be divided into groups or data can be divided into different class intervals. That time only we can draw the histogram. So look at the data given. Now first one, the number of letters for different areas in a postman's bag. The number of letters in a different, the number of letters for different areas in a postman's bag. Can you divide the data into groups or class intervals? The number of letters for different areas in a postman's bag. Can you divide the data into different groups? Groups of equal size, can you divide it into? No, not possible. So for this one we cannot draw the histogram. Not possible. Not possible to draw the histogram. Then second one, the height of competitors in an athletic meet. The height of the competitors. The height can be divided into the competitors' height we can take, and the heights can be divided into different groups. It is possible. So we can say that we can draw histogram for the corresponding data. So what is the reason we can write? Data can be divided into different groups. Data can be divided into different groups. Can be divided into, data can be divided into class intervals or different groups. Data can be divided into groups, groups of equal size. So the groups we can call it as the class intervals. So we can write down the answer as data can be divided into class intervals. It is possible. Then the number of, third one, the number of cassettes produced by 5 companies. The number of cassettes produced by 5 companies. What type of cassette? It is not given. The number of cassettes only. Simply the number. So we cannot divide it into groups or we cannot divide the data into class intervals. It is not possible. So in this case also not possible. It is not possible to draw a histogram for the data. Then the last one. The number of passengers boarding trains from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at a station. The number of passengers boarding trains from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at a station. So the number of passengers. So we can divide the data into, after collecting the data between these two times, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. between that interval, we can collect the data, and that data we can divide it in different groups. For example, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. like that we can divide the data into different groups. So it is possible. So what is the reason we can write? You have to give the reason also. The reason we can say that data can be divided into class intervals. So here it is a possible, and we can say that it is possible to draw the histogram, and the reason is that data can be divided into different groups. Data can be divided into different groups or class intervals. Now second question. The shoppers who come to a departmental store are marked as man, M, woman, W, boy, B or girl, G. The following list gives the shoppers who came during the first hour in the morning. Make a frequency distribution table using tally marks. Draw a bar graph to illustrate it. So the shoppers who come to a departmental store are marked as man, woman, then boy, girl. Now the following list gives the shoppers. So we have different types of shoppers: man, woman, boy and girl. And the list gives the shoppers who came during the first hour. So in the morning. So who came during the first hour in the morning. So the list is already given. and W means a woman, B means a boy, G means a girl, M means a man. So in the first hour. So we have to make a frequency distribution table using tally marks. Frequency distribution table using tally marks, and after that you have to draw a bar graph. It is not a grouped one. So we don't want to make it into groups. We have to make a frequency distribution table. So here the types of shoppers are given W, M, G, B and G. These are the observations. So here we have the observations and these are repeated several times. So we have to make a table, and the first column we can take it as types of shoppers, and the second column is tally marks, and the last column we can write it as the frequency. And here it is, this is the that means the representation for the ungrouped data. So for ungrouped data what we can draw? We can draw a bar graph. So in order to illustrate the given data, we can draw a bar graph also. So after making the table and putting the tally marks and everything, we have to draw the bar graph also. Now we can make the table consists of 3 columns: types of shoppers, tally marks and frequency. Now first one, we have to put the tally marks. Okay, so we can start putting the tally marks. Then W, then again W, then G, B, you have to put a vertical stroke, then W, 2 times W, then M, again 2 times G, M, W, 4 times W, 1, 2, 3, 4, then G, D, M, W, again B, G, M, W, M, W, again W, M, W, B, W, G, M, W, 3 W's, 3 times, 2, 3. Then again one more W, G, W, M, W, M, again W, G, W, M, G, W, M, B, G, W. Now we can count it. 5 plus 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28. The corresponding frequency is 28. 5, 10, 15, then 5, 10, 12. So the total. Okay, we can find out the total also. If you want, you can find out the total. So the total is equal to So we have to make the table in this way. Now the next is so 28, 15, 28, 15, 5, 12. 28, 15, 5, 12. So we have the data, types of shoppers, number of shoppers. Number of shoppers means it is the frequency. Now we have to draw the bar graph. Then we have to take the graph sheet. First of all, what we have to draw? We have to draw the x-axis and y-axis. We have to draw the x-axis and y-axis. X-axis and y-axis. X, then we have y. Then we have to draw the bars on the x-axis and the frequencies we have to mark it on the y-axis. Then before that we have to write down the scale also. Now here if we mark it as 0, then how we can take the scale? 1 centimeter is equal to how many shoppers you can take it. So the maximum value is 28, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. We will get it. So we can take scale on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to, so if you mark it as 2, so the frequency, that means the number of shoppers. So 1 centimeter is equal to 2 shoppers. 1 centimeter is equal to 2 shoppers. Then 2, you can mark 2, then 4, this 1 centimeter, 1 square box, that is 1 centimeter, 1 unit, we can take it as 2 shoppers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 and 28. Then when you start drawing the bar graph, you have to leave the first square box. Okay, so this 1 centimeter you have to leave. Then the next one, W. Next square box we can take it and it will represent woman, and here it is a 28. 28. So you have to draw the vertical bar. Then again you have to leave 1 centimeter, that means 1 square box you have to leave. Then the next one is M is 15. Then 14, here we have 16, then after 5 small divisions it will be 15. So this one will represent 15. Then after 15 we have B, boys, 5. So here it is, you have to leave 1 square box, then 5. Then after that girl, 12. Leave 1 square box and then mark 12. Then the first one W, then the next one M, then it will represent B, then it will G. So types of shoppers. Types of shoppers. It is marked along the x-axis. and here number of shoppers, number of shoppers, number of shoppers. So it is marked along the y-axis, number of shoppers, and this type of graph we can call it as the bar graph. Bar graph. So if you want, you can shade the bar graph. The bars you can shade. So that's all for today's class. Thank you.